Hello, viewers. So what do we got here today? Hey, can I show you guys? It's okay.
Hello.
Hi, this is hey, this is what do you call it?
You live streaming?
Yeah,
Okay.
right on. Okay.
Hello. It's George without the beard.
I was wondering, but I could not tell at all. You look amazing. Okay, you guys. Can you stand up for just a second?
Yep.
I have to show people. I was really thinking that was you, but I could not. Okay, the hair up a little bit. All right, so put your hat on because that's how we know you, but
Okay.
just up a little bit. All right, you guys. You remember Interview with George? Yeah, of course you do. It's like one of the favorites. Okay, believe it or not, here's George.
Hi.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
That's awesome. What made you do it?
Um, Actually, I'd intended on just trimming my beard, but I realized I didn't have my beard trimmer. I
Oh,
had my
okay,
razor.
okay. I thought you had an accident.
No, no. I, when I packed my things up and headed out, I packed up my electric razor as opposed to my beard trimmer,
Okay, so you
and
just went for it.
I just went for it.
It's amazing. So wow, you're younger than I realized, by the way. Or
I look younger than I am.
okay, okay. So that was freaky. Anyway, yeah. Well, congratulations on your awesome face.
Thank you.
I liked your beard and everything. I'm just like, I could not recognize you. That's amazing. That's the biggest transformation. Hi, how are you? We have we have coffee at our protest. Would you like
Well,
some?
that's what I was inquiring about.
May I give you some?
This is the first day I've been down here with you guys.
Um,
I've noticed it, but here it's the first time I actually went and got my bag and said, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
so you're here. You're with us. Would you like some
Yeah,
coffee?
please.
Okay.
I'm starting to, I'm from
Yeah.
Martinique, so I'm starting to feel
She tried. She will charge you with keys. It's so hard. I understand. This is. Can I borrow your roller again?
I'm just missing one card. It's what is it? Or two cards. I'm missing Leyline of Anticipation. Played everything in your deck as flash except for land. And what is it? There's another one to where every spell you play proliferates.
Okay.
Enchantment. Something type. Intolerable type. Intolerable type.
Inexorable.
Yeah.
Can I borrow your roller again?
Oh, and now that I have a mortar and pestle,
Yeah.
I can start making glow cigarettes if you like me. Sit. Sit.
Stay right there. I'll be right back.
Stay. So, five. Yeah. Done. The other one? Very clock. Next time. I'm gonna use this thing. Thought Scout. Target player puts down 2 cards of each live range. Graveyard, mills 2, and draw a card. Wait, this out here turns out to be 3.
For 1.
All land? I'm already good on land.
I'm gonna play another Amari Raptor.
All I need is 1 more land. I can play everything in the deck.
I'll beat your fucking ass and touch me again, never mind.
5? Oh, yeah. You got rid of it in the middle. Spell Blast and Mind Control.
You can't fly with a
Down to 4. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Take that one.
Mike's not very smart. He pushed my brother's off today. Touch me again. I don't like being touched. Don't ever touch me. Get here before you get upset head on. He keeps putting his hands on me. You ever touch me again, I'll tear your fucking head off. I don't like being touched unless it's in love. You don't understand what it does to me. I know when somebody touches me, shit, I'm glad listening to you ever. Hey, Mike's our first example. You guys don't want to learn. Mike was just my brother, not so bad. You guys gotta learn out of my brother. You better listen up.
Pinky!
This is what got him in trouble.
Shut it!
Oh, I see you guys.
What's your background for below?
He's just asking him to turn the music down, and we're not having any luck today. Usually Mike is the pinky whisperer, but not tonight.
I asked you to get the fuck away from me. That's all I care about.
Hey,
I'm
maybe
praying for you to leave.
there might be a misunderstanding.
I don't want to hear nothing from nobody.
People,
He'll learn and
I'm
he'll
saying
die.
people trying to sleep.
Shut up and get away from me.
There might be a misunderstanding.
Shut up! I still hear your voice. Shut the fuck up.
Give me
You
a
don't know you're an idiot.
Let me ask him something.
You pissed my brothers off. They sent me over there. You idiot. See what kind of an idiot you are?
Hey, Pinky, I think there's a misunderstanding.
I don't want to be talked to.
Well, I have to tell
I
you
don't
this.
care. It's a public street. I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, but you're with us, aren't you? You have to help with the group, and the group is asking you to quiet down. If you're not with us, then you're not with us, but we want you here.
I can't hear words you're saying, so I don't. Why are you talking?
I care
I don't want
about
to hear words you're saying when I don't want to hear somebody I don't hear. All you are is yammering in my ear, making me more pissed.
Wow. Well, anyway, unfortunately,
Is Pinky okay?
no, he's not okay, but he doesn't want to be talked to, and I don't know him well enough to ask him to join us in
Why are you
letting
stealing my ear?
people.
I want you to get away from me, too.
Oh, it's public
don't
space.
want
I can
you
be
here.
here.
You keep telling me what to do, and I do it.
I'm not talking to you, Pinky. I'm not talking to you.
Pinky, it's okay.
I'm not talking to you.
It's all good.
He asked not to talk to him. I'm not talking to him.
Okay.
We're a group here, and we're trying to have some quiet.
Right.
And Pinky's part of the group, and we're trying to talk to him.
Trying to ask him to be quiet.
Yeah, we're trying to ask him to be quiet, but He doesn't want to be part of the group will to sleep. He yells at people for sleeping, just like some other people. So I guess we'll just wait for it to pass, and people don't get to sleep around him.
Yeah.
It's better not to
I
agitate
think it's the
him.
best thing. Just don't escalate it. Let him calm down. It's a camera.
Hi.
It is a camera. Okay, I thought it.
Is that okay?
Oh, no problem. I just saw that
Right
fancy
on.
design. And,
Well, it's just a with what?
With court, so it's you're gonna have to get a release. Modeling agency. This is Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary. Doing
Angel, nice to meet you. Yes, correct, Mary.
I have two people, one person so I'll have to keep people straight.
No problem. Remind me of your name, Mary, if I ever need it.
Okay. Well, so do you know live stream with Occupy? How?
I know it's out there, and every now and then people have shown me some stuff on it.
Okay, you know OPDX is short for Occupy Portland.
DX?
OPDX, like PDX Portland. OPDX Occupy Portland.
Okay.
OPDXlive.org is live stream. It's also on the main website, as is this station. If you go to the red button that says donate for Vigil, it doesn't take you right into your bank account. It takes you first to an informational page and includes the link to what you are on right now. Already. It's live.
I understand.
So here we are. So Angel,
Yes.
I interview people.
I'm surprised. No.
I do. And they're cool. I go, who are you? And you say Angel, because I already know that one.
Yeah.
And then I say, what's the vigil?
This one here? Or all of them together? Or...
This.
Well, sometimes people who didn't know anything about Occupy passing through into LA would ask, what's Occupy about? I'd basically say, what haven't you been paying attention to in the past 50 years?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
Need a clue?
That something is wrong, maybe?
Yeah. Whether it's something like the bankers getting bailed out, or, you know, last year was the 50-year anniversary of President Eisenhower's warning about the military-industrial complex, or whether you're gay, women's, pot rights. There's plenty of reason for Occupy to be here. Where do I start?
Right,
What question,
exactly.
You know,
Justice, anti-corruption, anti-greed,
correct.
anti-corporate media conspiracy. I'm so angry at news right now. I don't watch any of it, but we have our own. We have our own where we actually watch events all over the world that they say don't exist or
Want some?
happen differently or
Chocolate milk. Yeah.
anyway. So okay, so do you know what this vigil is besides Occupy
I've
Portland?
only been here about a little over 3 weeks,
Okay.
but I imagine it's the same basic issues.
Well, on that link that I told you about with the donate button,
Uh-huh.
where it takes you to the info page, it will also say that there's a movie that just happened. 17 minutes long, and it's playing a lot on OPDX Live, and also Occupy P-Town, I believe, is playing it. I'm not sure. I have to check with them. So those, you'll see it. If you're around and you ever go online, you'll see it. We're also periodically watching it here. It was very exciting, but so that just came out today. That's why I'm so happy. It shows the news report when they came and saw a couple friends of mine lying on basically just a pallet, but it was long, and the police said you can't. It's a structure. Is that a policeman? So it is. Mike is talking to the police. Can we continue this in a moment?
Sure.
I'm curious what's going on.
I'm gonna go wash it off.
Alright, well we should. You just like flip it back and forth with the cops. You could do
do that, but I can wash this off, and we got fountains over there. I'll wash it off.
Hi.
It's only fair that we do it the same way as we've always done it, which is through election.
It's a camera, yeah. I haven't turned.
It's live stream to.
It's just a case so that because it's a phone and this is an old
You would
ancient.
not believe the amount of footage we have through all of our.
It's a new hobby. It's kind of addicting.
Anyone with a smartphone can do this. You live stream through the internet.
All right, well, keep it clean. That's all we ask.
Okay.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye live stream. Did you hear that?
We.
What do you think about that? Keep it clean. That's what it is. To me, what they're saying is just like that police officer that said, "Well, this is okay." To me, what that's happening is that we're actually changing the law. Because if police say that this is okay, if they keep saying that, "Oh, this is okay," aren't we changing the law?
That's the same cop that was here 2 hours ago that tore our sign off.
Oh, I'm not saying I like the guy. What I'm saying, because I recognize him from. Ugh. Anyway, what I'm saying is if the police keep affirming that this is okay, if I'm not mistaken, it's kind of like squatting. You know, if you're there a certain amount of time, I mean, I don't think that exists anymore, but if you do something and they keep affirming that it is legal over and over and over again, whether or not they think that they're just making an exception, it becomes the law, the way the law is practiced.
That's certainly one way to look at it.
And I have over and over footage of police saying something to the effect that it's okay. And we just had a very clear statement by an officer who, yeah. So he has given me a personal example of something I very much disliked. I recognize him. So what did they do, Mr. Mike? What did they do earlier? The sign, rip down the sign.
Well, earlier, the same cop that we just spoke with came, and there was a small piece of tape holding a banner up that said that we were like an AmeriCorps type relief camp, or it doesn't take millions to end homelessness, or one of those signs.
I love that sign.
And they were down there, and he said, it's taped. He actually came here first and said, I'm going to give you a few minutes, and then by the time I walked down there, he had already pulled down there, jumped out, and just torn it down.
Did he not think you were going to take it?
I guess he thought that I was just going to not pay attention, but Bodie was there, and he actually went there and collected the signs, and so they didn't get destroyed. But still, that cop's not our friend.
Well, I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So this thing about signs being taped, devil's advocate, we have trees.
I got it.
What do you think?
I taped it up myself, and I know it was very, very unharmful. I used the smallest little thin strip of tape you can possibly imagine.
Right.
Okay? And taped it up. It was barely held up. It wasn't like I was duct taping everything together. It was a very thin strip of just like a thread long, a thin.
Does anyone do that in the city and get away with it, like a business or anything else? Or is it just universal that nobody can use the signs and tape it?
Portland Business Alliance runs this.
So do they get away with using signs for their personal taping things up on?
Actually, I don't think anybody's allowed to tape any signs to anything.
So we're not getting special untreatment.
Not really.
On that one.
And that's why I don't hate them. I don't hate them.
For new email.
I just don't like them.
Well, okay, so I tried it with a tree.
Oh no, that's bad.
I tried it over and over.
Sure, we don't even.
Okay, and here's what he said. Yeah, and I put something on a tree. You remember it was pretty, but it's not happening now because they said we don't want you to harm the tree. Well, then I got.
Hey, how's it going? Congratulations on the new union, by the way. I heard you became a union about a week ago.
This is the first I'm hearing of it. Nobody talks to me about
G4S is a new.
I'm on midnights. Nobody talks to me.
G4S, which is the fourth biggest security company in America, actually is now a union.
Interesting.
here in Portland. You belong to the local 49.
Good.
SEIU. You're welcome.
And you heard it here first.
All right.
That's amazing that he
Sorry
didn't
you
know.
Didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's creepy.
I know some places gas.
So, with the tree thing, I had what do you call it? I found some arbor tape.
Arbor tape. What is that?
It specifically allows you to tie around a tree without harming the tree.
You know what? I've heard of that, and we talked about that at the camp when we were doing all that stuff, and it sort of, yeah. So that's what we should use.
Because I can understand the argument about the city signs, but if we were able to not harm a tree, here's the reason I think it might work. They told me I couldn't do it. I think it was Art Hendricks, because it hurts the tree. Well, what if?
Well, Art
Was it not him?
Only listens to the people that he's told to listen to. So he's just a mouthpiece. Art actually.
I'm not saying anything negative about anyone. I'm saying that he came and said that we could not have anything tied to a tree because they're concerned about the trees. And my question is, if we use arbor tape, and they've already said that the reason is because of harm to the tree, and they didn't cite any other thing, maybe we can say.
I don't know why we need to go that route, Mary.
Do we not need to tie anything to anything?
Not really, because if you look at that right there that you brought,
yeah.
It said that that's totally legal.
Yeah, I know.
So let's
put
just get
fresh
20
on
of
there.
those.
Just so this.
What about?
After that burns
So you don't
off,
need to
put
tape
this on.
signs onto anything?
There's some smoked sea salt, which
Okay.
is really nice on
Well,
there.
that's even better.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you were here earlier, you would have seen that we had chairs that were
Yeah, I
that
saw.
were taped to,
I saw a
and we had the
couple.
whole street lined with signs.
Oh, I
and
wish
we
I
had
could
a
have seen that.
box that was a square that we taped
Whoever
signs
said-
both
I
sides.
did see that.
It was two-dimensional.
Yes,
Sign.
that was smart.
So we're doing everything we can.
So you don't really need to tape things on and we
No,
can just
we don't
comply
need to.
and not
We
even.
don't need to. We don't need.
Well,
that.
then it's gone.
There's two things we
Issue
need.
resolved, right?
There's two things this thing needs. It's those umbrellas.
Yeah, I wish I could get
And-
more.
and
Hey
more-
guys, let's look at that and see if
and more
anybody
cooking
can donate this. Cooking utensils. What kind of cooking utensils? Like barbecue stuff?
Barbecue stuff.
So you've been doing this
Frying pan.
every night,
For a week now.
a week.
All
Have you ever heard
Not
anyone
just- not
tell
just
you
at
that it's
night.
okay? Has
Not
anyone?
just security has.
Security has
Not
said.
just every night, but in the morning we cook our coffee with it, and we cook our breakfast with it, and sometimes lunch. A lot of times lunch. So we use this to serve. Today, at least 200 meals were served off this one little barbecue plate. 200 meals.
That's fabulous. And you go through, not counting using it as a heat source, but just for cooking.
It's just for cooking. The only people that's ever used it for heat is the hunger strikers, Cameron and
Oh,
Andy use it.
brilliant.
They're the only ones that have ever used it for a heat source.
Okay, so it's not often. And this goes through still 2 bags like this a day?
No, the only reason this would normally last 2 days.
Okay,
Because
2 days.
we're very.
Let's look at this because I'm trying to get some donations here of physical things, and we've had a hard time telling people what to bring because it always changes, but this is not changing, so it's an easy one.
This ignites itself. We need self-igniting
That's
because we can't use any
12.5
sort of.
Pounds.
Yeah, we can't.
Does that say 12.5 pounds? Is it really?
I think it is. We
12
carried
pounds.
it.
So you use 6 pounds of charcoal a day of self-igniting.
At least
match
and
light.
that is by actually like piling them up and concentrating them where the pan's going to be. So we're very conservative about how much charcoal we use.
And right now there's enough people consistently that somebody can make a donation like that and it won't just walk away. You have people who will accept the charcoal and make
Yeah.
sure it
Yeah.
stays here.
Yeah.
So 24/7 people could donate charcoal.
I think for the last 7 days, this thing has a really good track record. More likely than not, I don't think they're going to kick it out. I think that we're going to be able to use this. What they told me was, the city attorney said that there's no open flames, so since we don't have a permit, we can't use gas, but we can use this. That looks like an open flame, but once the flame's gone and extinguished, then there is no open flame.
Well, this camera showed the police officer saying, "This is all okay," as he was parked right by that quote open flame.
Oh yeah, but you missed the 3 uniformed bike police that were here a couple hours ago.
What did they say?
Well, they were inquisitive as well. I think what they did was they were actually on the other side with a splinter group of Occupy that's on the other side.
Well, I wouldn't say a splinter group. Those are my friends over there.
Well, they're my friends too,
Yeah.
but they're a splinter group because we have rules over here. They don't want to listen to the rules.
Is that
so,
the case?
Yeah.
I heard that from
Well,
someone.
they're part of Occupy, for sure. But they're sort of a splinter group because we have rules and they don't want to comply with the rules that we have chosen. So
Okay.
they've chose to splinter off, and we support splinter groups.
Okay.
So we have signs over there, we feed them, and
How does that affect
bring them
us
blankets.
if the city is bean counting over things that they observe? Because we're not going to have security tell us anything anymore about whatever they write down.
You hit the nail on the head. They came out with a new report, the new pamphlet that they handed out to everybody, if you recall. Not
Yeah,
long
I
ago,
do.
a couple
That
weeks ago.
trifold.
That
vanilla.
has some sort of very interesting concepts to it.
What?
Well, I think basically, in a nutshell, what they're trying to do is make it feasible to us that they warned us that they're going to start citing people.
Okay.
If you have a mess, if you have like an empty beer can in front of your little campsite here, if you have other things that they say is not legal in that pamphlet, then they will start citing us.
And that's the individual.
Individually.
Well,
And
I support that.
I support that as well. So I have no problem. I have no problem with citing people for sleeping in doorways either, as long as you give them an alternative.
Yeah.
Right.
I have no problem with it.
It's not okay for them to say this and that protection from shelter
Right.
is
Right.
wrong
But you have
if
nowhere
those
to
people
go.
will
You have
die.
nowhere to
Exactly.
go.
If there's no
I will
alternative.
cite you and I will put you in court, a special court we set up for you homeless people, but I'm not going to give you an alternative. To me, that
Right.
sounds very anti-American.
Yeah, the special court for homeless people. Think about that. What their justifications were twofold. One of them was it's convenient for them because you don't want somebody to just forget about or think that they can forget about their court summons and then end up with a warrant.
Right.
And second, it's so convenient because we can just shuffle them right into community service. So,
Absolutely.
but
I'll be right back.
what's interesting is they're not. I'm gonna have this conversation with you. They're not. We, 7 of us, and OPEX Live and Occupy P-Town or whoever's on, we can see you in a court where there's nobody who's not homeless is witnessing necessarily, and that's what I had heard. So imagine if this was just, and the reason was because they noticed that people were not obeying their tickets. Okay, I've seen people who have summons and they're drenched. I've seen people who have gone to court and they had a date and a time and apparently it moved to earlier that day. So there's a lot of ridiculous stuff going on.
How can they justify moving it when the person that has a court date doesn't even have an address and can't be notified? I don't understand.
Yeah, they can't. And they also target people by their clothing if they see layers. So all the things that they're paying attention to, all these little things, like somebody hopping on a bus that used to be in the free zone and then they took that away. They're targeting people by their clothing. So
Right.
let's just
Right,
take
of
this
course.
and say that this was not homeless people in a situation. Let's just say that this was people of color.
Right.
And I actually had a statistic in front of me that said, for one reason or another, people of color are not paying as much as other people not going to their court. I don't have any basis for that. I don't have any knowledge of why.
So they're not let me get this straight. They're not paying as much for not showing up to court.
No,
as
they're
somebody-
not. They're not making their court date, and they're having more warrants because they ignore the court date for a citation.
Okay.
So let's say that happens.
So for one reason or another, they're not making their court
Right.
date as
You look at a
consistent.
demographic. They look at demographics all the time, right? But
Okay.
homelessness they're not taking as a demographic yet. So let's say that they just do a because they do that all the time with education, with all these things. And they discover through this, and I'm not saying that this is the case, it's just hypothetical to show the craziness of it.
Right.
And they discover that statistically people of color are getting more warrants because they're not going to the court.
Right.
No
Right.
blame assigned or anything.
Okay.
And so their solution is, well, let's go to a place where people of color generally have services that pertain to them, like, I don't know, whatever. I'm ignorant to this, but the what lodge? Okay, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Oh, so anyway, let me continue on this. Let me continue on
Okay, sorry,
on
sorry.
that. So they go there because they'll find people, and they say, okay, in order to get in and out of here, you know, we're going to continue to look for people who have not paid, and then conveniently, we're going to make sure that you go to court, a special court for people of color, just people of color,
Right.
and then we're going to put you into community service. So to me, that sounds like obvious slavery.
Yeah.
There's no motive to change that system if there's money being made off it, because it's free labor.
Right.
So this is actually a self-perpetuating crime into, I mean, it's a crime against them.
Yeah.
No, it's absolutely outrageous. And the paper put it interestingly. It said, this is unprecedented, and the country is watching to see how this plays out. Well, does that mean that other cities are going to copy and look at homeless people as a demographic that they can treat separately as a sub, you know, with its own set of laws?
Yeah.
You know, like, here's the United States laws, and here's your laws.
Right.
You know,
No,
so
they can't do it.
they're doing it right now.
Well, the worst laws for homelessness is in New York, and
Worst laws for homelessness?
yeah.
Do they
pretty
don't
much
have a
illegal
special
to be
court
homeless.
yet.
It's illegal to be homeless in New York City.
Illegal here too. How is it illegal there?
They can constantly ask you to move from where you are. They can.
Are you new to the area?
Mhm.
Okay. It is the worst here. I mean, I don't know New York, but here, let me give an example. We have 50 people on a night, that the best place that they can be is a sidewalk with no protection. And why is that? Because they're coming in after walking for 3-4 days with no sleep, because they get kicked awake by an officer without even know it's an officer, and if you backtalk out of your sleep when you've been sleep deprived, you get taken to jail and all your stuff's left behind.
You know,
It's happening over and over and over
yeah,
again.
see, you know, I've been harassed by my neighbor, drunk, knocking on my door, banging on my door, just like, I've called security, I called the police, I called security, called the police, and there's nothing they can do about that. He can threaten me, he can harass me, terrorist threats, and they can't do anything about it. His response was, I get threatened all the time.
Well, how does that help me understand how that relates to the
Well, I
homeless?
see where he's going.
Where I'm
Help.
coming from is the laws are all screwed up.
Yes. I want to just like, hello, Twinkle Fingers. You know Twinkle Fingers?
No.
That's agreement?
It's
Yeah.
agreement or liking something.
Uh-huh.
Here,
Where I'm
show him
coming
the
from
hand
is just
signals.
Let him finish first.
Mike check.
Yeah, so he's
Mic check.
being aggressive and being hostile and threatening is you get a pass for that.
Ah.
Just for like trying to exist.
Right, and another thing you get a pass for is to be a corporation that sets water on fire and ruins potable water for like 8 states. And
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
poison us and destroy our ability to live
Yeah, my
within
favorite-
10 years,
my
and they won't get a
favorite
fine.
company on the planet is Monsanto.
Oh man.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah,
You're
that's
talking to two of the folks who find themselves doing this for a lot of that reason, because
So I would love to like just like give some of my energy
nice.
and contribution.
What kind of things would you see yourself fitting into fighting the for justice, anti-greed? How could you fit in?
Be French for a day.
What would that look like?
That would look like overthrowing the government.
The revolution.
Yes.
For here, I think we are still hoping for
Coming
an.
up on Bastille Day, so
Just
it might
like
be your opportunity.
strap on your balls and your ovaries and head to Washington.
Yeah, I think we're looking at evolution first, and then if there's a repression of evolution, then you have revolution.
Well, I
We've
think
had oppression of revolution, of evolution for
Yeah,
quite some time.
but I mean, we haven't even gotten started yet. I mean, they think Occupy is over, and we're just beginning.
Will, I think that Occupy still exists. I just think that we're Occupy is doing what Occupy should have done from the very beginning, and that is reach out to more organizations and form more coalitions and break down the whole barrier of this is Occupy and this is not, like this is me, this is Occupy doing their thing, and this is this group that's doing the exact same thing, but they're totally different than us. We need to get rid of that mentality and just be like, we're all fighting this fight together. There's solidarity, and we need to be in solidarity. We need to be in solidarity with each other, and we need to support each other, because I think that we need both prongs of action. We need to be doing more of what we're doing here: resilience, community resilience, building, communities of mutual aid, bringing food for each other, bringing more healthcare for each other,
Taking care of ourselves,
more
each
material
other.
support, and building a sustainable foundation, and at the same time a community of resistance, which is directly confronting the corporations and the government, and directly finding ways to undermine and dismantle the systems of power that make us have to do this.
Right.
Because until those are removed, this is not going to fundamentally change.
Did you know that the cops have just recently legalized what we're doing here? I mean, they have said over and over that these things are illegal to do, but here they have said over and over, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay.
Yeah.
That is going to change everything, because I believe if you do that, you're going to lose in court your ability to then turn around and try to enforce it as a valid law.
Right.
So I think we've actually just won something huge. I'm not sure.
Plans are and what your vision is.
You're wondering what the plans.
Yeah, I have no idea like what. Yeah.
We should show.
Well, I'm
the
sure
video.
it's not a 15-minute conversation.
No, I mean,
What's the next?
The next step. So
Is
here.
it Thursday?
So the way I see the vigil.
I like this, but I'll get y'all down. I'm just gonna run across the street for a second.
Okay.
Just gonna take a little.
I'll join you in a moment.
Do you want to like stop and wait? You want to take 2 minutes? You don't have to drink.
Yeah. So they
I do if you don't want
I was sorry.
So I guess where I'm going with this.
Can't see you because of your shadow.
I'll just finish this really quick and then.
Yeah, I want to hear.
No, it's
I
okay.
am the son of the universe.
So
when you finally understand that.
That's why I was pulled to this position here.
The vigil, once the vigil becomes a substantial political, once this occupation that's happening here becomes a substantial political threat, the game's going to change. So we need to be ready for that, because that was the same thing that happened with the Occupy camps. They were like, oh, let them have their camps, let them be in there and like hold their signs, but what they got scared about was that people were actually listening to what was going on, and people were coming down in droves and supporting. I mean, you remember the community support we got; it was overwhelming. And that was when DHS started to get called in.
Yeah,
and
DHS conspired to shut down all.
Yeah. I mean, undoubtedly.
And that really says something to me.
Yeah, and the reason
because
they
they tried to make it look like on a local level it was because of trash, and then over here it was because of grass, and over here it was because of human health conditions.
All the reasons. That
but DHS doesn't have anything to do with grass.
It was all about.
So who are we kidding here?
It was all about the fact that they viewed Occupy as a political threat.
Right.
And any movement that they have ever viewed as a substantial political threat, they have moved to take down, despite the law, despite any law.
Right.
And so.
But what are you about to? Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Please go ahead.
Do you have any conversation about the homeless that have no interest in not being homeless?
It's not really something that we have to focus on. If we can make conditions better, human rights for everyone,
right.
I don't think it will pull everyone together. It'll help everyone, no matter what condition you have.
Because I know people that are like,
I love living on the highway.
they just don't.
You know, so I'm prepared. I backpack. I don't need
Right.
to be indoors in
yeah.
the summertime.
I think well, I think it's a complex issue.
I don't want the job of deprogramming.
I
Well,
think,
watch our interviews on Visual TV and see
I
the
don't have a
different
TV.
stories. It's internet.
Okay.
And see the different stories, because you're not going to hear a lot of people say the stereotype or even parts of the stereotype. You're going to hear something more like the epidemic is to the point where somebody like George can become homeless because financial aid made a mistake, and it was just bump, 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 bump. Right? That's what is happening to people
Well,
really fast. It's like
you
the
wanna hear
system is
what's
just
happening
dumping.
to me that's like putting me on the edge.
yeah.
Moved into an apartment. A week later, I realized my refrigerator didn't work. It froze everything,
I have to move my tripod. I'm sorry.
which meant replacing a lot of food.
Right.
And I buy the good stuff, I'm not ashamed to say. And after a couple, they did nothing about it, kept checking it at every temperature. Nothing worked.
Oh.
Then on top of that, I get arthritis. And it took them weeks to jump on that. And it's like, now I think they're pretty much gone from things that I've done and they've done, and now I'm dealing with court stuff and habitability issues, and it can, it's like, I was doing fine until this happened, and then where I'm living is low income, so they have subsidized, they have Section 8, they have me who's not paying anything, so I'm paying like programs. And they commingle everyone and treat everyone the same, like they don't care. And they came across someone who does care and is legal and has nothing to hide, and I'm not a drug addict.
Oh boy. So it sounds like you have a
Someone without
incident.
as much tenacity as I do or intelligence would be on the street.
Yeah.
And I still might be, except I have friends that won't let me.
Do you think that you have some survival skills, some network of friends? That seems to be the difference to me between people who completely fall all the way through, is if they have friends and family that they can rely on, they might survive this.
Right,
But if they
and it's
don't,
asking
they
that
won't survive
one
it.
more time, so if you have to get over it, it's like, I can't ask you that. You have to.
Right. Right. And
so I could be a great coach, because I'm like I've been on the edge. I'm on the edge. I've been homeless.
you can coach people to
I've
be
been in a
able
shelter,
to
but I've never been on the
hold
street.
themselves up and ask for what they need. Is that what you just said? You can tell people how to ask their friends and family for what they need when it's time to do that.
If they're willing.
Because that is really difficult for people.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I'm
Couch
a great
surfing is a
coach.
hard life.
I have, I can coach anybody. There's like, the work that I've done has been done in prisons. It's been done in churches. It's been done everywhere. The prison possibility. Done for the homeless. So it's just about people, not their circumstances.
I think we seem
That's
to
what gets in
have
the way of
people
everybody, their
learning how to get
circumstances.
government
They're like
assistance, but not so much community assistance and
See,
their own assistance.
Obama keeps making money available, and then it just disappears
Who?
somewhere.
Where?
Obama has.
Oh, Obama. I
And
misunderstood.
this money just, like, whoever you ask where the money is, they pass the buck.
Yeah.
We don't have the answer for that.
Right.
Did you get the meat on there?
Yeah.
Who's in charge of that?
That's Mike.
Mike!
Mike is MIA. He might have gone around to the
Well, if the thing
splinter
is
camp.
there, I could do it.
Yeah. And if you want to smoke that over here, we can. I think just drinking would probably have to be done across the street.
Okay.
But the drinking.
And I have a card, so I'm fine.
Well, yeah, it's okay to. I mean, I smoked a bowl over here in front of City Hall at Broadway right earlier. It's fine. But like, yeah, bringing alcohol actually into that park is probably not a good idea because it's a federal park, and if they catch you drinking in a federal park, the penalties are far increased. But I think doing it on
That's what I like about New Jersey. You're allowed to have a brew.
Really?
Yeah.
In a federal park?
Anywhere. Yeah. As long as you're not like guzzling a gallon of vodka, you're fine.
Oh yeah, and I guess I should mention too that we are on live stream, so we might want to.
I'm so legalize it.
What are we talking about? Sorry.
Nothing. We were
Creating
talking about
jobs.
Yes.
So I just got back. I had to get some coffee.
We were talking about you mostly.
Very
None of it
funny.
good.
Hey,
None of it good.
Center of Universe, zip it. If you guys just tuned in, he proclaimed that, not me. That wasn't as rude as it seemed.
It was just rude.
So, I think another good idea for this action is to really connect what's happening here to a broader movement. Because this is what is happening here can and will affect the homeless population across the country. And not just the homeless population. I mean, what we're addressing are, systemic,
Right.
real systemic
This
issues.
is a symptom.
Yeah, and
Stay right here.
Did you see? Oh yeah, don't eat the steak. Don't eat the steak.
yeah, I think the steak is gonna go on the grill in a second. Where's Mike?
Do you have a light?
I don't.
Well, here's the grill top.
There's a hot tub.
There's a hot
Oh, there
dog
he is.
on it.
Mike.
We need Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Good.
Grill Master Mike's coming. All right.
I'm a barbecue.
It's probably enough to cook some.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I'm just
Throw it on
meat
there.
Hey, doggy.
The
Stay
only
back.
thing we don't have, I think, is my metal fork disappeared.
You need a fork.
A metal fork.
Well,
All right.
we'll make something.
I thought
Okay.
we did have one.
We did.
Is that? Are you sharing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't we get a fork so that we can just?
Yeah, let's.
Can we?
Yeah.
Can we do that?
We like to sanitize our hands and stuff.
All right,
It's
my
kinda-
hands are clean,
We
and
believe
it's
you.
that's gonna
Can
clean
We
it
believe
can we
you.
just do
a
this?
little. Yeah, but I was just afraid of plastic getting on there.
Well, there's no plastic. And now we'll take a fork. And,
Yeah,
and
better
just,
get one right now.
You got a
you
fork
cook?
somewhere?
What
Don't
is
you
that?
be giving me no attitude.
We the health department is really stringent. You know what I mean?
Right. You don't have to take offense. We're seriously trying
Just give me
to
that salt right there.
keep us from getting any kind of heat. So,
You have a
you
Band-Aid?
brought the. Oh my God! Did you burn yourself?
No.
You cut yourself?
I had a cut, and it just
You got
like
salt
I
on it?
stretched it.
Okay. So.
You had to say sanitize, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I guess I'm the overseer of the grill. So
You're the overseer of the grill.
Is there anything
and
to put
let
on
me-
top of that?
Yes, Mike is taking care of it.
Are you getting it? Okay.
We
maybe-
just, I think so. Let me make sure.
Is it sturdy?
Sturdy enough for her.
She doesn't pull. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good. Do you have a lighter?
I do.
Man, since that got ripped up, now I'm like paranoid that like almost like people are just gonna take my stuff. I have to get over that.
Hey, what's happening, Mario?
Chilling. Yo.
How much? We got chocolate milk. Got some stuff on the grill.
There's cups. The cups are in one of the. There's a bag of cups.
Hold on.
Hold on, hold on. Don't.
Oh, we have to clear everything off the,
Yeah.
what is that?
I don't know.
And
Oh, you're barbecue too.
Yeah.
while we're sort of waiting,
What's his name?
let me
Ginger.
sorry. Get out of here.
The girl got right? I'm just the best guy. Are you going to bed or are you going to bed anytime soon, or do you like to come say hi to you and mom? Okay, ladies. Good. I would love that.
All right. Well, yeah.
You make Purell?
In just a
Yes,
second,
we
I'm
do,
gonna
by the way.
get you. Okay. So who has
For now,
both a
just use this.
Band-Aid?
If you will.
Who has a Band-Aid and Purell? You have a Band-Aid? Great job. Thank you.
There's a blue bag right there with some
Might have something.
spices and salt and
It's already
plates,
salted.
forks.
It's totally salted.
Okay.
Pepper.
I think if you leave it just like that,
Just needs pepper.
I think if you leave it just like that and don't open it up a lot of times, it'll cook.
It's going to be nice. Slow and low. Cerveza
Mr. Old Man, can we
Constanza.
You're gonna carry me.
Person.
Like I have allergies.
It's safer in this town. That's crazy.
I know, it is crazy.
Do you know it's like moving, well, it's like moving from New York, and then first coming and seeing Peter's Solution. That was like, all right,
We're trying to.
then
Yeah. It was
I
crazy.
got my card
Anyway,
and I went to like Peter's marijuana dispensary.
So Adam, we should talk more soon.
Hold on just a second. What's going on?
I said we should talk more soon about this.
I would love to.
Yeah, come find me.
I will come find you.
European. No, not necessarily.
So I'm gonna try going on the Wi-Fi. First, I'm gonna see if there's any chat room stuff. I hadn't had the chat on, so I'm gonna take a look, see if anybody said hi. There we go. Oh. Oh, seriously? Are you serious? Stephen James? Okay. What? Hi, David Love. Hi. I'm so glad to have you guys here. This was a little awkward. Just trying to keep him from putting his fingers in food. And then he goes, I have a Band-Aid. Fortunately, we looked at it and he's not talking about cut or anything, and we actually separated the food, but horrible. So what was a no for? I don't even remember what I said. Did I say, are you serious? Oh no, I was talking about the prior comment about the gentleman has blah blah blah, and I know. Anyway, yeah, that was a close one. Honestly, I'm a freak about that kind of thing, and it wasn't bad. We'll be able to. We segregated it. We segregated the food, but ugh, he's all stereotype, blah blah blah. But he does want to help. So we've had an interesting time. Pinky's been here doing his thing. Okay, let's see, what do we have here? Oh, our papers are back. These were gone for a while. Keep it up, you guys. All my love, Alex Black. I do believe that that's a friend of mine. The last name, I don't know, because he changed his name, and I think that he said it was Black. So that's really cool. My friend from college and actually prior, it was just neat seeing him in college, but he saw this, and I was working, and it was just way cool. My car lights are on.
Oh, the doors are.
Yeah, don't hold on.
What up, everybody? It's me, Mario. How many viewers we got? Let me check. Thanks for the 7 to 8 people that are watching right now. It's much appreciated. Solidarity forever, as they would say. It's my shaman staff, Justice. And this is the crystal of peace and love. My daughter's named it. Mary had to go over and take care of something. Now she's back.
Oh, wait, don't go anywhere. There, now we see ya. Yeah. Okay, I'm catching up on love you too, SJ. Okay, so we got a lot of viewers, and this is so cool. 11 billion.
11 billion.
If you believe
Thanks to all the 11 billion.
Stephen James. We're gonna have a lot more viewers, man.
Nice.
We're gonna have a lot more. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Ixnay. No, I'm just kidding. So, David loves video. AcuCat. Let's see, vimeo.com/AcuCat/vigil. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Me too.
What do you think of Cameron's switching up? And you heard about Billy eating, right?
Yes. So how did that go? How is Billy?
I don't know.
Okay, so
Imagine
last
he's
I heard,
alive.
yeah.
So he's
I was
fine.
one of the people who went to the medics and was like, can we get him to stop, please?
Why?
Well, okay, here's the thing. If you're going to make this political move of going really hardcore, hunger strike, just water, is it okay that I, who am here every other night, and everybody else that I know, didn't even know about it until day 16? You know what I'm saying? Cameron's out here saying his message. He's practiced, and Billy kept saying that he was inspired by Cameron, but he was going really hardcore. So it really worried me that we weren't having communication. The medics weren't aware. And here's Cameron, telling people, look, I am taking a risk. I am hurting myself, possibly, we'll see. And I'm doing it because we're talking about social justice, that you must immediately, up the ante and so forth. But if we don't have that for someone, then they look like a victim of everyone. Billy is seriously looking at the big picture. And, and I think the fact that Cameron trained 5 days before and did all this research, I think that's really critical to...
Oh, yeah.
So anyway...
I commend the kid for what he did.
I think by ending it now, the fact that he went, how many days? 19, 20 days?
Really?
Yeah.
You're like 17 or 18 days.
No, it was at least 19. I think he was day 19 the day that he ate. Hey, names. So at the end of the day. So
night, man. Much love, man.
Are you going to sleep? So I'm gonna say hi. Hi, nameless. Also. Is that faceless? Hey, can you do it?
For the wrestler fans,
can you do it? Can you do it?
The 4th of July.
Can you do it? One more time? Just a second, Mario. This is really important.
Oh God, she wants the dancing afro.
Come on. You gotta say it. You gotta say it. Okay, give me a good one on camera and then I'll let it go. Would you? No.
That's all you get.
He won't do it. The dance is so cheesy and funny. I love it so much.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Let me ask you something.
It's officially Indigenous Genocide Day.
Hey, Mario.
What's up?
Only because I gotta know about this last subject, Billy and Cameron. Okay. My question is, Billy wrapped it complete did not get hurt, but absolutely suffered and went really hardcore for this cause and got attention in the press and so forth. So I consider that a success. And then Cameron, if he's continuing or if he stops, whenever he feels that the time is right, you know, I'm supportive, but I'm also I'm getting pretty teary when I start talking to him, because to me he sounded like he was having a harder time talking. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he's just on water now as opposed to coconut water.
This was before
So
he made the switch. He was starting to.
Ah.
So I am worried about him. I'm proud of him for the sacrifice, but I am seriously. It hurts. It hurts that he feels.
I'm not worried about him. And you
You're
know
not?
what? If no matter what happens, I respect the kid.
Yeah, me too.
So I mean,
Me
if
too.
he wakes up and eats a fucking vegan burger right now, I'd get it for him. You know what I mean? I'd
Yeah.
get it, you know what I mean?
But what if you see him looking sallow and stuttering or whatever people do and they're really messed up from not eating? How are we gonna feel? Do you think he'll go that far? Do you think that?
You know, everybody's autonomous, and if
Yeah.
this person feels like, you know, it's like if someone was gonna self-immolate, like right here, I'm not gonna be like, nah, dude, don't do it. I'm be like, you know, you're autonomous. You're fucking tired of shit. I mean, you're tired of the system we live in. You feel
What
like
impact
that's all
would
you
that
can do.
make? That's a really good question.
If someone was to self-immolate, or like if he passed from this.
God, I don't even want to think about that. But if he got really sick and had to go to the hospital and recover and so forth, I mean,
it would just garner a little, you know, another blurb in the Oregonian.
a little tiny.
You know, but it would definitely get a lot of people around here to really, you know, think really hard about why we're here and what sacrifices we're making.
So I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure that he's hoping, and having a disappointing time, but some progress. We're
Yeah.
hoping that they listen, that the city.
I saw Amanda
starts,
Fritz talk to him and a group of people.
You saw who?
Amanda Fritz.
Oh yeah.
Speaking with Cameron and like a group of like 4 or 5 other folks from one of the house's communities, and it was actually really refreshing to see like more people of color in this conversation than I've ever seen with any city official ever.
What did they? What kind of? What did you observe? What was this?
I honestly, whenever I see city officials talk, I don't want to hear it because I know.
Right. I've
they
turned
don't
off
get-
every president except for one in my entire life
That's
off
what
the
I'm saying.
television.
And it's like, for me, it's like, oh, cool. We got people that are getting her ear.
So
I don't want to. I don't even want to like talk to them or like
right.
hear what they have
What
to
do
say,
you
'cause
think
I know
that
they don't
she?
give a shit.
Do you think that she or anyone else are influenced enough to do anything?
Yes, they have enough influence. and
No,
they
are
can-
influenced by this yet?
Oh, yeah. Well, to them, it's a PR nightmare. So, you know, they're just trying to do like, what is the word called? Yeah, it's just PR. PR games and crap like that.
You know the fellow who had the who wanted to copy Japan and other cities in the U.S. with the container homes?
Yeah.
And these funky things. Okay, so he talked to
Cameron.
Amanda Fritz, and this is just hearsay. This is what he says. All right. So going with this fella, I don't even know his name right now, but he said that here you can get 3,000 people off the street, or how many thousand? Anyway, everybody off the street who, you know, the statistic I think is 2,500 is a pretty good estimate. Talking about not couch surfing, not shelters, but just straight up lying on the ground outside. You can get them all into a, you know, this kind of low income solution of that container home for $3 million, compared to $47 million spent on a Bud Clark building and another building, $47 million, which combined was like 250 people. So I mean, if you look at that, and she said, this is the
6 new email.
This is the thing that's bugging me so much. She said, but if we do that, more people will come here. Like, so these people are placeholders. That's the implication. Like they actually are invested in not solving it. And we have to make it, we have to overcome that and then some. So if she listened to Cameron, but we have to talk to her because that's secondhand information. We have to find out if that mentality
You
really
can talk
exists.
to her. I'm
Yeah,
not
you're
talking
not.
to any
You're
of those
not.
fucking punks anymore, man. I'm over dealing with city administrators, city officials, all these, you know, magistrates and all these fake fucking authorities can really kiss my fucking Chicano Cascadian ass. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't care. I really, they don't have authority. You know what I mean? It's this faux authority. I heard this one pig talk. He's like, well, we have authority. We can have these guns. It's like, but no.
I love your everybody else voice. No matter who it is. Mario has the everybody else voice.
Stop piggy! I'm gonna get out of here.
All right. It's time for Mario to go before we have a revolution too early.
Yeah.
Mario, I love you.
See you.
Yeah, I need to go to a place where I can get where it's warm.
Okay, so you just got a hello from Stephen James. I want you to see this. Look at the last line.
Yeah, I'd love to join you. I'd love to join you.
Oh God, there goes my comment.
Who knows? You might get a join. They were gifted to me. I don't know. They're not open.
They're not open. Oh my God, that was awesome. Oh, live streams are here and they are rad. Can we get some candles lit? I've been trying to light some candles, but I'm being entertained by everyone. So, I mean, I should be thinking about entertaining because I'm videotaping and I have viewers, but I'm thinking about the fact that I want to leave because everybody's making me laugh. Yeah, I was doing a little cleanup. Well, the first step to me is, can we get our messaging somewhat less blah and more vigil? And part of that is a little neatening of some candlelight. Do you want to help me with that?
Sure.
You don't have to.
I do have to leave in 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
To get there.
Move!
I know.
No, you just relax because you just got here.
Yeah.
So we had excitement tonight. We
There was
really,
excitement?
yeah.
Oh.
We did.
What happened?
I very gently asked Pinky to turn the radio down.
Don't fuck with Pinky's music.
Yeah, I know.
He gets mad.
Well, you know, he's been responding.
Yeah.
He's, you know, I don't know if we're gonna get to a point of.
He can talk to you.
Yeah, I don't know, but.
I've seen his dance moves all across town. He just is always.
You know, I have to say, Pinky's music is some of my favorite.
Yeah,
always plays. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and his stereo system is really good.
It's just.
But putting it right next to somebody sleeping, and then telling us that we're stupid because we're sleeping because this is a protest, that sounds very familiar. I know some other people who used to tell me that all the time, and they'd wake people up with their guitars. And it really, it's like, dude. We're showing oh, thank you, Curtis. We're showing in a demonstration of this live-in, you know.
Yeah.
And that includes sleep.
That does. You got to do that sometimes.
Some people need sleep sometimes, you know. Anyway. All right. So, but the whole self-regulating. Did you see people put signs up that said, if you use this stuff, clean up your mess. If you're here, clean up your mess.
No, I didn't see that. That's good.
There's one on that green box. There's one on the back of the chair, I believe.
Oh, that's good.
The cops came by and said once again, and I have it documented several times, they drive by, slow down, and they mention that this is okay. Now,
interesting.
And that's why we need to spend more time with the kids. Open up a book and say, Charlie Brown, you're a clown. Take out the papers in the trash. You ain't gonna get no.
It's always a song with you, Chris. Take out your papers and your trash. You know, we could play that in the morning. Papers and trash, because we are lying on papers. I love it. Take out your papers and your trash. Yakety yak. We'll do that every morning. We'll wake everybody up to that when they're slow. That they're. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That's what I love about that Dr. Seuss book, and that's so good. And
Dr. Seuss. Yeah, Dr. Seuss is a great political statement. Many times. Or moral.
That's real good.
I like Dr. Seuss. I like Dr. Seuss parodies.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can just rap one off.
Rap? You mean like?
I mean, I'm a Dr. Seuss slam poet.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. But I have on the, yeah, well, I just made it, I guess.
Music.
Yeah. And usually they're a little bit off color.
That's okay.
It's not Nantucket quality, but I mean,
I
yeah, I can improve. So did you get any food?
No, I just
It's
ate
finger
before I
food.
came here.
Somebody else's fingers. So we're
Someone's
not kind of.
fingers.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Some guy I don't even know.
That's another thing we need to work on.
Yeah. No.
That's,
Here, let me ask you
get
this.
that,
Stranger comes up, shares steak in a package, takes a few pieces off and puts them on the grill, and we go whoa, 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 and then we dump the package. Just dump it. So that it falls on the grill, and then Mike takes the fork and does it without touching the food.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like that's fine because it's cooking.
Real cats are so proud of you.
Right?
I can see why.
It's not what I'd like to see, but plus I know which 3 pieces those are. So it's mine.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's that. Well, then he goes, "You got a Band-Aid?"
Uh-oh.
But I looked. No blood, no cut, just kind of dry.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
But still, my ick
That's
factor.
not ideal.
Yeah.
I work in a restaurant. Just this month it changed where we can't even touch the limes and the lemons when we put on drinks. We have to use tongs or gloves. It's like it just changed this month. And you have to be super clean. But
Oh,
here's about a Band-Aid. That's never good. It all gets cooked. I mean, it has to be cooked a lot. No.
I think we're okay.
I think you're fine, but it's just a kind of an icky thought.
But he just didn't get it when we were talking to him.
Yeah.
Well,
I should go.
Okay. Hey, let me give you a hug before he goes. All right. Have you seen the video yet?
No. But someone, everyone was.
If you click on
I can watch it.
Occupy, listen, because I keep saying this anyway. OccupyPortland.org. Click the vigil button. And it has the info page, and it will have David Lowe's video.
I will watch that. No, I've seen it posted too.
Okay, yeah, right on. But see how it'll plug because it's also a WePay button. See how I am? But
I know.
it's not just WePay.
That's why you're in charge of Portland.
That's why I'm in charge of
Yeah,
Portland.
we get that and the rap and the movie going.
I didn't do the movie.
There's a protocol to deal with everything.
You think this is working out?
Oh, see, the swarm technology.
This is a really great community of people.
There.
You know what?
That's the beauty of that's the beauty of getting the tribe together. Just if I can't figure it out, you can figure it out, or they can figure it out.
Right. Between all of us, we can figure it out. It's amazing what people have for gifts to contribute when we pull it together.
That's the beauty of swarm technology. Somebody else got a better plan or something. Someone, and you treat each other like a tribe of brothers and sisters.
Yep. We take care of each other and ourselves, that's for sure.
Somebody will have a better plan, getting this out of Gilligan's Island, or 221, or, oh wait, it's Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark. Well, if
No,
somebody can get us something better, obviously we could
but
use
we have
better
to.
than a sidewalk and a tarp.
We we have to. That's the beauty of having a tribe together. 'Cause, if I can't, somebody got a better plan,
Yeah.
and maybe you got a better
I
plan,
think we're working on it right now.
and you got a better plan, or something. Come
We're
on.
getting some storage and some food exchange and some cooking, and all of that is coming along.
Precisely.
And
I concur on
the
that.
reason that City Hall security kind of went with it is we obeyed rules, but at the same time we're bringing professionalism and really good caring people, so that we're
Swarm
having
technology.
we're having a
We have
lot
the
of
tribe of the band of brothers and sisters.
swarm technology.
Swarm technology. And
Are you talking about community? What's a swarm?
a band of brothers, let's say, or brothers and sisters.
Locking arms.
Working together as a team instead of pulling them against each other.
Yeah.
And we get a clue, a blues clue. You remind me of Paul.
I remind you of who?
Blues clue.
I remind you of Blue's Clues. Oh wait, somebody in it? We always have a lot of pop culture references with Curtis.
That's the beauty of swarm technology. Getting it right
I gotta
together,
say hi
and
to-
everybody gets a voice.
I gotta say hi to Tin Man.
And if I don't have a plan, you got a plan, they got a plan,
Yeah.
they got a plan.
Yeah, some of these
Whoa,
people just really are brilliant.
That's the beauty of having.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, man, it's nice to see you. What
Do you
the
want
heck
some?
is that thing?
It's a camera. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna play some music, so yeah, I'm starting a blues fest right fucking now.
Well,
You
this is
understand? The 4th of July comes up at midnight.
Hey, Tin Man. Before you do, can we get some more?
Oh my God, what happened to you?
We tried to have conversations with him.
You okay?
He said it's
You okay?
he'll go down.
Of course he's
And then he'll go up.
Yeah. No, being happy is really good. We have the whole gang here tonight.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna ask you, we had a lot of people who want to play some music later, but it's gonna be like early. Are you gonna be up early this morning?
I'm just starting, baby. I'm gonna fucking find some crank or something and fucking party and
God
shit.
damn.
Fucking goddamn
get that on
have some
live stream?
fun.
Yeah, we did.
Great.
This is
See the box.
this is a fella that has been in Portland a long time. He
Yes.
showed up in camp, and he likes to play his harmonica in the middle of the
Listen to me, I
night.
don't have to.
You don't have to.
Fuck
Well,
no,
why-
but I'm celebrating the 4th of July. There's no reason for me to lay around on goddamn motherfucking tarmac and then fucking start playing these goddamn things. You ever see me play these fuckers?
It's just on the ground. Oh,
Um,
okay.
Hot dog? Where's a hot dog?
I thought it was a carrot at first.
Anyway,
Carrot. Yeah.
What's
I
going
know
on?
it's a
Fuck you.
carrot.
I
hey,
mean,
Tin Man,
something goddamn.
what is going on? What's going on at Pioneer Square tonight?
Oh man, have you tried the Oscar Mayer
What's going on at Pioneer Square? Do you know
New York
right now?
flavored Frank?
Yeah, I'm
No,
starting
I'm
a
just
blues
saying.
fest. I don't give a shit about anywhere else.
So,
Are you going down to the waterfront?
fish.
Already been here.
What's going on right now?
I can see you guys a good thing.
We're starting a blues festival.
Right now?
Right now, I'm cold. Ah, fuck.
Well, I buy eggs at
What are you, an idiot?
Hey,
No, you got the nice crank. I can tell you got a major brain.
okay, so
Of course I do. You,
you
know
guys,
I
Oh, I know.
there's more going on
But
here.
right now, I'm pissing. There, finish that goddamn thing.
Where's that harmonica?
Yeah, I mean, I worked on a farm.
Oh.
I don't have anything ethically.
So, actually, Curtis,
Nice talking to some.
can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Ah, fuck, you can't do anything in confidence.
Oh, I can't. I
Test
can't. I
Write it
need.
down. Write it
test
down.
you. I like girls. But gosh dang it, you're testing your shit.
Good thing or a bad thing with the show.
Trying to defend the goddamn motherfucking goddamn. Fuck you.
Really?
Hey man, you know what I did? I defended that fucking park. We can go back in. There's shit in the goddamn motherfucking.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Really?
So, this is quite amazing, you guys. Here's the thing. Curtis started hanging out, and he'd be doing whatever the hell he wanted, and not coherent. And then, started talking to him. Liked the guy, but then later he'd just do whatever the hell he wanted, and that included drinking on the public property and having security. Well, we just say, okay, he's not with us, and he can do whatever he wants. He's done this for a long time, so we'll just trust that security's not gonna try to lump him in with us. And then we started talking politics. He started telling us the history of City Hall with the Liberty Bell replica and a crane falling through. And sure enough, one of the security guards gave me this pamphlet. She printed out from Wikipedia, and it's all the story that he was talking about. He saw it. He saw the after the bomb went off under the portico where the bell had been, and all sorts of stuff. So we talk politics with him, and what I learned is he'll be talking to himself and stuff, and I don't know what he's saying, but when you talk to him directly, despite that, and ignore the fact that you saw this, he's got a lot to say, and it's really interesting. So I started asking him to help out. Now, Tin Man, he's been yelling at us, "You guys look like slugs." And a lot of people come along and they try to wake us up because they're, what the hell is this? It's not a protest. You guys are sleeping. And we're not going to convince them that that's the case. He was a real problem. So I just asked Curtis, who is now one of us, that we've got to know him. Last night, I said, hey, Curtis, I don't remember what I said, but I asked him if he could take the beer drinking across the street, because at least it wouldn't be, part of the protest appearance if he just went slightly off. And he goes, "You are the best bouncer I've ever heard. I will."
I have the Cookie Monster.
Yeah. So Curtis obliged me, went across, and I just asked him just now, would you see if you can get Tin Man to not play his harmonica right now and right by somebody's ear who's sleeping, because people are coming here because they're sleep deprived, right? So a lot of people are here because they're sleep deprived. Wow, these guys have tarps. Nice. So anyway, we're gonna have a lot of people walking through here, and they do or don't participate in Occupy, do or don't want to participate in our action. A lot of them just hang out, and some people respond when you talk to them, some people don't. And when they don't, and they get really upset when you ask them to help us out, if they can't, like the other night when the fellow was not able to be happy to talk to you or angry at you in the same sentence, he was really confused. We have a couple people. We have a fellow who told us that he was the head of security for Occupy, and he also happens to be in the FBI and so forth, and he can get himself hurt by doing what he does, which is tell people what to do and all over the city. Well, anyway, we try to help them without having any bad things happen to them, but sometimes we just have to leave it to the professionals, and That's what's happened. Sometimes somebody will get picked up by cheers, nothing to do with us. Sometimes the police will come because security's called and nothing to do with us. But people do reach out, and sometimes it works. And after all of that with Curtis, where he just absolutely would not listen to anybody, and he was storming around and yelling and all of that, that's no longer the case. So it's pretty amazing. So now we're back. Hey, you want to say hi to the people? You want to say hi to the people?
Yeah, in a minute.
Okay. I was 99, ready to hit you with the cool gun. Well, there he goes. Uh-oh, I think I started a brawl. He's not going to listen to Curtis either. Oops. Same thing that happened with Pinky. I asked him if he could tune it down a little bit. It didn't work. But actually, it kind of did. He got mad, but 20 minutes later he was angry and he left. But that wasn't what we were going for.
Nobody can do it.
Man, I went up here with Bill Hill.
Anyway. Maybe one of these days we'll connect with Pinky, but I'm not holding my breath. However, I have to say, some of the best music on his boombox, if it wasn't at after midnight with our sleep action. It's not a very good sleep action if we can't sleep. Oh. So here's our coffee setup. I bring in a couple gallons, and this is for people who might want to donate. Now I understand that they're cooking coffee, so I guess I'm going to probably lose my ability to make it a fair trade coffee thing, but Mike is actually a supporter of that, so it may just be what I do and not what the community does. But anyway, I should ask him. Maybe it is. I just can't imagine cooking, coffee every day unless you have support to get fair trade. Although I'm getting it really cheap now, doing pretty good. I'm actually starting to roast. So we'll see how that goes. So I have a coffee concentrate. I'm using I'm brewing up, 2 quarts with a cup of coffee grounds by putting it on a stovetop and, for a certain amount of time, previously boiling water and straining it. And then we put 50% hot water, and that it's all filtered. And that will keep it hot, because I can keep hot water longer than I can with this concentrate. I can always go get new hot water. So what I would need to continue this fair trade coffee has been something that a lot of people have participated in as a statement, in addition to my personal belief where I would never buy anything else. It's a human rights mission. It's a anti-corporate greed exploitation, so it just seems right. Well, I need it to be... Actually, you know what? This is my first experiment with taking it as it came, which was regular grind, and it did fine. So maybe it doesn't need to be fine. So I think I think it'll work, whatever you bring. So yeah, that's good. That made things easier. So anyway, fair trade. If we can't have fair trade, then straight up organic does mitigate the exploitation. I prefer fair trade organic, but if you want to support that particular aspect, a lot of people will mention it. Dan comes over and he'll plug the fair trade organic coffee. It's really cool. And there's several people who do that. So if you want to support that, just come down and find some people who are regulars and mention it that Mary had requested, this for her coffee mission, and that's separate than other folks who are brewing. I'm asking for this in particular. Find out. I should. Gosh, is he here? Or is Mike sleeping? I could ask him. Anyway, I'm gonna serve some people some coffee. So thank you. Let's see, the donate button page on Occupy that takes you to the visual page, which has an outdated video but an updated write-up, does have some things as far as what you can bring and how. So yeah. Well, yeah, you agree with me, Rise, on the Pinky's music is awesome. I just the timing, you know. But yeah, if we could get folks to take a look at that page as far as some of the suggested donations. The other way to do it is to just come to the vigil, ask people. I know Tim and Jason have been compiling a list, and I gave them a whiteboard, which they probably need a dry erase pen so that the rain doesn't just wash it off because it's wet erase. But they're gonna try to, you know, be able to tell people what we need down here. Right now, we have so many people. We have a few less because it's quite chilly. A few less than normal. So we have an abundance of tarps. Blankets we seem to be doing pretty well on. This is the first time. Hello. First time I felt like we had enough blankets and tarps. So that's what I'm talking about. What's needed at the moment. It's really hard to tell people what to bring. So when in doubt, we always need coffee. We always need fair trade coffee. But you could come down and ask, or you can look on the side of the vigil. There's also some services. There's some services that we could use. One of them is people who can bring hot water. Oh, here's another when in doubt. We require that coal, match light, charcoal for the barbecue. For the last week, we've been barbecuing. And I hope if you're new to viewing today, it's really important to note that a cop, like they have before, but they said, what you're doing is okay. They always say that to us. Okay, well, the law, they've talked about how they're selectively enforcing the law. Okay. And okay, this conversation was insane. The Officer Simpson, who you can watch in David Love's video, also linking on, actually, occupyportland.org, you'll see it all over. This officer was telling me that I had to move this cart. Okay, here we go. This cart's really important. You're not supposed to have a structure. I spent more than 20 minutes negotiating having this and tying it to a bike post, what looks like a staple in the ground. We had to move it back and forth every day because it couldn't be there for more than 24 hours. It was clearly just a technicality that they were trying to get around. So there's so many laws that you can't use any common sense with anything. So yeah, he's saying you can't have it in front of Wells Fargo, because I was trying to expand, right? I want to get more carts, and in this negotiation, I promised the guy, I promised the manager of this property security that I would not bring cart after cart after cart. Well, because he was petrified. So I thought, okay, well, let's see how it goes when I put it in front of Wells Fargo. And if you don't know Wells Fargo, let me tell you, pulling the strings of City Hall. And if my battery goes out, I will be right back, okay? I will just hook up to my car. Wells Fargo. There they are. Right, towering over City Hall. And they go, security freaked out in the morning and said it could be a bomb. Because people have gone inside with signs in that building and protested them. And the cop says, okay, I know what this is. It's marked Occupy Portland. I've seen it in front of City Hall. But I'm going to choose to accommodate them and have you move it because of selective enforcement. And I was arguing, and I was like, if you have so many laws and you just look at it as to something to pick and choose, where it's not legal to do anything, it's not illegal to take a step forward, back, or stand still. You're basically saying that we just have to do what you say, which is not okay. But he didn't get that. They just do not get that. They're using interfering with a police officer as their wild card if they don't have a legal reason. Like they won't put the legal reason for what they're citing you for, what they're telling you can't do, and they'll take your property if you're using a tent or whatnot. They don't want to write the word structure on the citation because they know it can be challenged in court. And they try to just write interfering with a police officer because when you say, well, this isn't a structure, it's just a pallet, or whatnot, it's just a mat that I'm keeping myself off the ground so I don't freeze or get water in my sleeping bag and die from hypothermia in the winter. Seriously, that's what Colonel and the Raven did. And that's what's in that video from David Love. So, yeah, so it was on the news. It was a really favorable piece, by the way, on us. Anyway, so they say you're interfering with a police officer as a way of getting around writing a citation for something that's really not just at all. But they stuck to it. They made them actually add that charge because by itself it doesn't make sense. But if you don't know to do that, you're fighting the unfightable in court. So Colonel is still working on that. And his lawyers feel like he's got a real good chance. He's got constitutional lawyers working on it. And we could win the right to prop yourself off the ground and keep sleeping bags from getting filled with water or, having it drain your body heat into the pavement for everyone. If this is just, questions about whether they can just call everything a structure. The definition of a structure right now, even though it says such as a building in the law that they're referring to for camping ordinance or, in this case, sidewalk management. Oh, geez. Hey, can I ask you a question? Are you participating in our protest?
No.
Okay, so are you getting anything help from us or any coffee or any?
I'm supportive. I'm just being here supportive. I'm accepting all support that I can get.
That's awesome.
I'm not looking for anything.
Well, are you guys getting coffee? I mean, do you want some right now?
No.
We had some instant espresso and
I have
milk.
espresso with chocolate milk.
We had some earlier. There's still some instant espresso.
So that wasn't that bad.
Is it fair trade?
Huh?
Is it fair trade?
Fair trade. Fair trade.
The instant espresso.
It's Medaglia d'Oro, so I doubt it.
Oh, but that's nice. I just wonder if I
I already bought it.
Nice. We had a donation.
I already bought the stuff.
No.
Does that
I
not
was
matter?
asking. I was asking.
About the fair trade card.
For me.
Right, I understand.
Oh.
But you didn't purchase.
Right.
I did.
Right, that's why I'm saying like, I wanted to know
Now, would you
how-
be willing to accept my non-fair trade that I purchased with my own money?
No.
A teaspoon.
For me, no.
Maybe 5 people died for that one teaspoon. I don't know.
It's pretty bad. There is this is.
I know it, my love.
Okay.
Let's go see.
Well,
Is that supposed to
look
be
at
there?
all other people are just. I just was wondering for myself. That is.
No, I think I'm throwing her on part. You like Korean?
That's not fair for you. I will. What kind of dog is it?
She's a cute dog.
Yeah.
She's super cute. Ginger.
She's a crack up.
It's okay, he's not going anywhere.
Did you see that thing? I thought it was gonna go bang.
No.
I have never seen a firework that was really pretty like that didn't make a sound.
He has a bunch more.
They don't make a sound.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of fireworks don't really make a sound. It's just that people, the reason you always hear the ones that do is because people prefer to light those off because
I think this is
because
awesome.
they liked the noise.
Well,
you
here's
know?
what I was gonna say. If he's got any more that are quiet like that,
Yeah.
I would,
Can we set them off here?
I don't know what the rule is.
I don't know what the rule is either. I think that those aren't illegal. The ones that don't make noise.
The mess is kind of a problem.
Well, yeah, that's why I told him to set it off over there.
I think that's wise
Okay.
because just out of courtesy for the that we're here, but it's not illegal. He's autonomous. He just said.
Right. Yeah.
But I was just hoping. Now that I know that they're not going to go boom. Do you have any more of those quiet ones? Do you have any more of the quiet ones?
Yeah.
When you do it, give me a heads up and I'll film. I want to go over and
So
film
let's
it.
like bring out which ones we think are quiet enough.
Cool.
Right on.
They're all quiet.
Well, when in doubt, go with not. I don't want to wake. Yep.
Should I set up an entire row of them?
If they're quiet. If we don't know, though, no. I don't. Should I set up an entire row of them? And wake up everyone. Anyway, that's cool. Anyway, so this selective enforcement, this is what he said.